again. Another news story out there, Dale Folwell, who's the North Carolina treasurer, frequent guest on this program, good friend of the program, one of the public servants, I should say, that I have a lot of respect for. News story out of the Carolina Journal. He has joined 24 other state treasurers in signing a letter opposing a portion of the National Democrats' $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill that would empower the Internal Revenue Service. Now, we all know how much fun the IRS is. Here's what the IRS wants to do. In this, if it passes as written and what they're opposed to, the IRS would like to have the ability to monitor every bank account with more than $600 in deposited funds. That's not $600 transactions, which was earlier reported in some places. This is any fund in any account that has $600 deposited into it. So basically, anybody that has a direct deposit of any negligible type from a job or from even their, if say they have a Social Security benefit or anything, any deposited account over $600, the IRS is going to start monitoring it. Let's go back for a second. Why is this important? Well, you remember back a year or two ago, something interesting happened. Back when President Trump was president and the media was interested in criticizing the government, ProPublica, who by no means is friendly to the right side of the political aisle, published multiple stories on the sad state of the modern IRS and how they do things. This particular piece, I'm going back to 2019 in GQ. And what it is was ProPublica found out that the IRS basically doesn't even bother trying to go after the richest of tax cheats because they can fight it in court and they have limited resources and limited agents and limited ability to litigate these things. They found, and I'm quoting here, ProPublica has published multiple stories on the sad state of the modern IRS over the past year. This is in 2019, mind you. Quoting again, they found that a person is more likely to get audited if they make $20,000 a year than if they make $400,000 a year. Remember that number really closely, because remember, that's Biden's magic number. If you're under $400,000, if you're under $400,000, you're not going to see any tax increases. We know that's a lie. I don't like when my president lies to me. I didn't like it when the last one does it. I won't like it when the next one does it. I don't like being lied to by my president. But I digress. $20,000 a year if they make $400,000 a year. That is because, quoting again from this GQ article from 2019 from ProPublica, that's because it takes a lot less time, money, and people to investigate someone who receives the Earned Income Tax Credit, one of the government's largest anti-poverty programs, than it does to look into the compliance, holdings, and filings of someone else making 200 times as much. And even further up the economic ladder, things aren't any better. Millionaires were 80% less likely to be audited in 2018 than they were in 2011. That's from 2019. Fast forward back to today. Dale Folwell and these 24 other state treasurers, and in this piece from Carolina Journal, look at what Dale Folwell said, quoting, "The new IRS powers will have a chilling effect on those who already operate outside of the current banking system. They have already frequented victims of predatory lenders and others that seek to take advantage of them because they don't have access to traditional financial services." So what does this all mean? The IRS wanting accounts and wanting to watch these $600 and more accounts, which is pretty much every account that has any kind of direct deposit of any measurable sense, is because they're going to start auditing them more. That's the only explanation for doing that. Why are they auditing them more? Because they want more money and they want to find things. Now, I'm not for anybody cheating on their taxes. I'm not for anybody cheating the government. You should pay your taxes. We should have less taxes, but that's another topic for another time. But nobody should be cheating their taxes. But there's no way that this is not going to get abused. There is no way that this is not going to become a powerful thing, because the IRS only has one speed. The IRS is a hammer. They only see things as nails. They only see things as investigations. And the IRS has frightful, scary powers. I know from personal experience, people I know people who have gotten in trouble with the IRS can come back and charge you back taxes at 120, 130, 140% interest. They can seize your funds. They can seize your loved ones' funds. They can absolutely, totally ruin somebody's life, especially a normal, everyday person that does not have the financial and legal means to fight them. And if you have anything wrong, they will key in on that. What does it tell us about our government that we've already read this story? They've already admitted, ProPublica years ago, they're not even trying to go after the millionaires. They say that with their lips, our elected officials. We're going to get this money from the millionaires and billionaires. But it's actions and not words. In the meantime, they're trying to slip in legislation where they once again look more and more and more to the regular American people to carry more and more of the burden that they want to put on them. Of course, you should pay your taxes. Of course, the IRS should be able to legitimately investigate problems. But the idea that they need to look at every single bank account under $600 that has a $600 account, which would be a very negligible, pretty much anybody that's working that has a direct deposit is going to have that kind of an account. That just looks like government overreach. It looks like they're fishing, and it looks like they're setting up more work for them to do in the future, because we all understand that the first goal of every bureaucracy is to perpetuate the bureaucracy. And this rule would greatly perpetuate the need for an IRS.